Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Bumba here, back today with a new unboxing video. Okay, so postman was nice today, bought me a nice package. I'm pretty sure I know what's in there. It's going to be a bit of a washout if it's not what I think it is, but I've already opened it a little bit to save any sort of thing. Here's my address there, never mind. If you want to send me the winning lottery numbers, crack on. Okay, so direct from the company, well packaged. Got a bubble wrap, and of course, if you haven't guessed it, the company that I'm talking about is none other than Second Sight. Okay, so I got these two new lovely box sets, Frontiers and May. Okay, so before we get into it, I just want to say that you know, this really is my jam. Horror from the noughties is really where my sort of my knowledge base is. Like if someone said to you, do you want to go on Mastermind, what would be your subject? It would be horror movies from the noughties. You know, I was born in the early 80s and I grew up watching all the slashers, all the Freddys, all the Jasons. I do find that the horror movies of the noughties are the best of the lot, because what you've got to understand is that all the directors who peaked or came through in the noughties were the ones who were watching the 80s horrors like us when we were kids. So that's when they peaked. You know, the 90s, if you want for Wes Craven and a few early John Carpenter efforts, it may as well not exist. But the noughties, you know, censorship became a little bit looser as well. All the video nasties from back in the day got released uncut. So, you know, these movies were a lot more visceral, and a lot more gory than they could have got away with before. And like I said, the directors, you know, they were just envelope pushers. They were you know, like I said, they were heavily influenced by your John Carpenters, your Wes Cravens, your Dario Argentos, your Gordon Stewarts. So yeah, so mainly the directors I'm talking about who really killed it in the noughties, and these are big names on the scene now. You know, Ty West started in the noughties, got a brilliant filmography. Check it out, it's amazing. You've got Mike Flanagan, who's probably like an elite director these days. You know, I remember his movies, Absentia and things, started off at Oculus in the 2000s. Alex Ajar, the French director, got an amazing filmography again. James Wan. I mean, the list goes on of horror directors that came through in the noughties and made a name for themselves. And like I said, they were heavily influenced by the directors that we all grew up with in the 80s and the 70s. It was no surprising that this era really did have a lot for the fans. So anyone who's stuck in the 80s, man, get out of it and get to the noughties, because there's some wicked stuff. And there's none better than these two movies. So when these two movies come out, I was really not shocked or anything, but just really happy, because a lot of companies haven't really been catering to my tastes. Even Second Sight have been doing Drive and things like that, you know. So it wasn't really I love Drive, don't get me wrong, but not a strict horror I want to be collecting. Anyway, so that's enough waffling, so we'll have a look into them. Okay, the first one we'll jump into then is May. Okay, so May came out about 2000 and I want to say 2002, but it might be a bit later. It might be about 2008. Yeah, I would have lost on Mastermind already. 2002, sorry, so I was right. So it's directed by Lucky McKee, okay? So Lucky McKee, this is his directorial debut, but he went on to do loads of other films, okay? He done The Woman, which is the middle film in the trilogy of Offspring, The Woman, and Darling. Okay, you can get that on Arrow. He did More Cheerleaders Must Die. He did a film called Red. He does a lot of work based on the novelist Jack Ketchum, so some of his stuff can be really heavy. The Woods is another good film he done, but like I said, this was his debut, May, and this is like a sort of slow burning psychological drama about a girl who's got like traumas from her childhood. She can like, well, she struggles to sort of make connections with people and form relationships with boys and things, and there's just sort of follows her around as she slowly descends into madness. I don't know if you can really see the extras. The colour of the box isn't really helping with the camera. We'll get him open anyway. I was going to wait and review them, watch all the extras and review them, but I just couldn't wait to get into them. So I'm still going to do that, but I'm going to do an unboxing separate to all that. So I'll take the J card off. I would usually do it on my unboxing table, but my wife's in that room working, so I can't today. All right, so the first thing to say then, as always, do the flick test. Really thick, really sturdy, really nice. So you've got Angelabettis' character on the cover there, and then like the character she comes across in the film, her cat. One of these is Anna Faris. It's a very early role for Anna Faris. Could be a debut, I'm not sure. So that's good to see. And then on the back there, you've got this little tagline. I'm trying to read it off my phone. If you can't find a friend, make one. Okay. So yeah, so that's the outer layer. Okay then, so here's the Amaray, and then it's the same on the back of the Amaray then as you would have got on the J card. And these are only Blu-rays, just to say, man, they're not 4Ks, but then obviously that was reflected in the price as well. There's no reversible art, but I'm not going to be too concerned because I was just waiting for a good copy of this because this is a very hard film to find. You might get it on DVD from eBay, don't get me wrong, but on a Blu-ray or a good version of remastered, even trying to watch it on streaming, the picture quality isn't great. So I'm just glad to have May, regardless of the packaging, like, well, the set it comes in or whatever. So we'll have a quick look at the lobby cards. So first one is of the cover art. That's pretty cool. Got this eyeball here, and this has got the tagline at the top again. There's a still from the film there of May talking to some bloody I don't know what. And there she is again. There's Anna Faris here a little bit closer if you want to make her out. And there's another one of May, and then dolls. So she's got like a fascination with dolls. She's like a seamstress. And this sort of intertwines into her personal life a bit too well, literally, to be honest. I don't want to give too much away. Then you've got this booklet, so square bound, none of this staple crap. Here's your contents. Okay, so what have we got? Write-ups by Joseph Dwyer, Rachel Knightley, or Dr. Rachel Knightley, Mary Beth McAndrews, and Heather Wixon. Okay, I don't recognise the names, but can't recognise every single person that writes for Second Sight. There's your cast and stuff there. And then just a quick flick through. This is why it's better on my unboxing table, really, than loading it up. But, you know. So yeah, I've probably seen this film 2 or 3 times. It's definitely a 4 out of 5 movie. Definitely one you should check out if you haven't seen it. It's been a while for me, but I know it's good. I remember watching it once with a then girlfriend, and she was so freaked out by it halfway through, like she just had to get about the room and make excuses to like go and wash the dishes or something, because yeah, it is a mindfuck. If you can get on board with it as it unravels, you at the end you are thinking, oh my god, like what an absolute head ball. Okay, so I'm gonna try and put this one back in as tidy as we can. Okay, and then one last look then. There it is, beautiful box set, Blu-ray edition of it. Oh, I tell you what we didn't do. Go through the extras, which are my favourite on these Second Sight ones, especially with films I love. I'll go through all of these. Well, maybe not the audio commentaries, because I don't really go with the commentaries too much. But so there are commentaries with the director and with the choreographer, cinematographer, editor, Angela Bettis, the actress who's in it, the main one. Ryan Johnson, who went on to direct the second Star Wars movie in the new trilogy. He serves as a producer, so he's on here. Interviews with actors, how to execute a murder, an interview with a cinematographer, interviews. So lots of interviews, lots of commentaries. I'm looking for the magic word documentary, but I can't see it. So the last 2 could be actually bits and pieces on the set of May, so some set stuff. And then the last one, from Frankenstein to May, Dr. Miranda Corcoran on May. So that's sort of like going to be a video essay, I guess. The clue there with Frankenstein is kind of a bit of a clue to what this movie's about. So anyway, yeah, 100%. Bumpy says check that movie out and watch back on the channel, because I will do a review, and I will also go through the extras and stuff. All right, so next up is the French Beast, that is Frontiers. Okay, so when I talk about hungry directors in the early 2000s, there was none hungrier than the French directors, the new wave French directors who were trying to make a name for themselves. Okay, so you had Alex Ajar, Xavier Gens, who've done this one. You've got Marion Bastillo, and you've got Pascal Lafayette. Okay, so they were all making these really visceral, stomach churning, but well acted and good, well written scripted horror films out in France. They were really getting a name for themselves. So this is one of them. This is Frontiers. Okay, so this one should appeal, out of all of them, this one should appeal to the widest audience, because this is of a modern day European Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So hopefully that's enough to get you to watch it if you haven't seen it. The other ones that are famous in this, it's not really a subgenre, but in this movement, the French extremity movement, are Martyrs, obviously, that everyone loves. I love High Tension, everyone loves Inside. But for me, this one is at the top of the list because it is like a traditional horror film. The other's like a really deep psychological, but this is a bit more balls to the wall. Okay, so you've got a lovely artwork there, the final girl covered in blood with the shotgun. Bless her, this woman, what they put her through in this. You can imagine them putting this script to an A-list Hollywood actress and saying, we're going to cover you in blood, cover you in piss and shit. They shave all her hair off as well as part of the abuse she receives when she gets kidnapped. So yeah, so Frontiers, tell you, this film is absolutely amazing. I love it. Here's your specs there, okay? The French Extreme New Wave, I know loads about it, is my favourite horror kind of. I don't like calling it a subgenre because the movies are varied, but it's the easiest way to explain it. So yeah, French Extremity is my number one of number ones. So when I knew this was coming out, because I got this on Blu-ray and it haven't even got English subtitles. I bought it from Germany for a pretty penny and it didn't have English subtitles, but obviously I've seen it so many times. I used to have it on DVD and then it was easy enough to find on streaming, you know, when the Fire Sticks were popular. So anyways, directed by Xavier Gaines, got a pretty good career. He went on to do a lot of stuff with Netflix. Does like a lot of religious horror and TV shows and stuff like that. So he works with Netflix and stuff, so he got a pretty good name for himself now. This is his directorial debut. This is 2008, this movie. So it's a bit later than me. So you've got the same artwork again as on the front, the girl. And then the back's going to be exactly the same as well. Again, there's no reversible art, but exactly the same as me. I'm just glad that someone's putting in the time to release these because these really are my bag. And like I said, physical media releases, they weren't catering to my taste. I've been buying a lot of standard releases lately because the limited edition sets just haven't seemed worth it to me. Okay, so then we got the lobby cards as well. Okay, so we got the art. So yeah, I've seen this film easily 10 times. It's basically about this group of youths. There's a riot going on in France and they do a bit of burglary and they escape across the border. They're all supposed to meet up at a hotel on the border between France and Amsterdam, or France and Holland. And when they get there, it's run by these left-right neo-Nazis, and they got like this father figure who's like a proper Aryan race, bloody, you know, one race sort of all that nonsense guy. And the scene is reminiscent to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They have like a dinner scene and they make the people who they captured sit round when he does all this speech and all about about the one race and all this caper. So yeah, so it's all about like these neo-Nazis, far right, but the violence is amazing. It's got like feral kids in it. It's got like bone saw kills. It's got people being cooked in massive ovens. It's really tense and really well acted. Like the actors give it all. The end is amazing. I just get goosebumps just talking about it. He's like the guy there. He's like the grandfather version in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but not as incapable. He's more like the sheriff guy actually in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, pulling the strings like. And then this is one of his fucked up daughters like. And this is the guy here. This guy gets a wicked death. Is awesome. He's like the butch. He's like the leather face of the crew, like to do all the heavy lifting, but he's thick as shit like. I think that was it. So yeah, this one is really good. Completely different to me. Like I said, May's a very slow burn, psychological meltdown. This is like just hardcore Texas Chainsaw Massacre gore levels of just insane violence. So this is the booklet. So this is the girl. This girl, I don't want to go too much into Inspired a few, but this girl sort of, lives with the family who are messed up when they get kidnapped by. She's one of the feral kids. Like they're like doing all this incest birthing kids to do the one race like, but they keep coming out fucked up like, so they just chuck them in this fucking, I don't know, like dark cellar at the end of the house, and there's hundreds of them like, and they get loose and it's all scary kids running. Oh, it's brilliant. You wait, mate. And then so I'll show you the contents. Here we are. Let's have a look. So you've got your usual essays. Again, I don't recognise any of the names. I usually look for Anton Bital or the girl. I can't think what her name is, Alexandra something, but I can't see them in here. So I'll try and give you a quick flick. It's a bit difficult when you're not on the table. But there's plenty of narrative. I'd be really interested in reading this. She's the main girl. Like I said, the stuff they put her through in this film is absolutely unbelievable. When she gets a like sort of relief at the end, if you could call it that, you know, you just the weight just lifts off your shoulders. Like the stuff they put her through is unbelievable, and the kills in this are amazing. Like none of the violence feels forced. Like it all happens like, you know, like it's hard to explain. Like take the new Evil Dead Rise, like everything's forced and like all this placement. Stick that gun there for later, put that there for later. But with this, like it all seems to come natural. Like, and it's like, you know, it's just good, like these staplers or whatever, like whatever they can get their hands on. It's really good. So yeah, I can't really wax lyrical about it any more than I have. It's from the 5 out of 5 movie. This is, like I said, it's my favourite of the French Extremity movies. I'm just praying Second Sight do the other ones now, but yeah, I'm really happy with this one. if I can get it all back in the box to give you one last look. So there we are, that's Frontiers. Well, I just hope you enjoyed this video. I say I'm going to come back after watching these over the next 2 or 3 nights. I'm going to go through all the extras and everything. Oh, we didn't do the extras on Frontiers. Oh, God. If I only had a brain. Now I can't get the ammo back out. Okay, let's have a look. So audio commentaries with the director, interviews with the directors and the cameramen and stuff, cinematographers, making of, so happy days, deleted scenes, trailers, storyboard comparisons. Yeah, so not as much as on May actually, but similar stuff. But the making of Frontiers definitely be tickling my fancy, so I'll be checking that out. Alright then, so like I said, I've been Bumber. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.